Hello movie lovers, Bob for Bob's Movie Review here, and I hope you do enjoy the video. Today I'd like to review for you a movie I just watched called Malum. I was provided a streaming link to review this one, and it's going to be available in theaters March 31st from Welcome Villain Films. Now, Welcome Villain Films is a fairly new studio doing genre titles. I feel like so many places say they do genre titles, and a lot of times it means they do a lot of horror movies, which is cool. I feel like horror movies are so easy, and horror fans are kind of very easy to be convinced to watch their movies because we're always looking for the next best movie or like an unknown title or kind of like a cult title or just something new or different or good. And there's so many horror movies put out, and we always feel like we gotta watch them all. So I believe this is only their second movie, Malum, and they're calling it a reimagining of The Last Shift. And if that means anything to you, I'm guessing you've seen The Last Shift. I've actually never seen it, so it doesn't really mean anything to me. Now, this movie starts out with this cop, and he stops this cult from doing like these sacrifices or something. We don't really see it, and we're kind of alluded to that. He saved several women from being killed by this cult, and for some reason he goes crazy, and we're not really sure why. Then we fast forward many years later, I don't know, 20 or how many years later, and his daughter is now a cop, and she volunteers to work at the same police building, whatever you want to call it, where he worked, and try to solve what had happened, which is kind of a strange idea, but she goes there, and I don't know if they made it apparent. I was a little confused, and I read in the synopsis that this is the last night this precinct is going to be open. They've built a new building or whatever, and it's just kind of like the last night, the last shift, and she's volunteered to work it, and it's an overnight shift. And I mean, the place looks pretty run down and dirty, and you know, I was like, why is it still open? Why? And she talked several times to the people at the new building. So why is that one even open? That's what I didn't get really, why it was still open. But we'll just go along with it's the very last night. And for some reason, somebody has to be there for the last shift. And so people come to the doors, but they're locked, and she has to keep people out. She's there alone, so I'm guessing it's for her safety. And she's like getting prank calls and seeing mysterious figures. And basically, she keeps seeing events that happened either between like when her father was there, or like the cult, or the people in the cult. And it's kind of confusing what's really going on, because you just keep seeing all these visions without really any context to what had really happened. And they're going to kind of reveal to you what happened throughout the movie. But it is confusing because like there's this homeless guy, and somehow he gets in the building without any explanation how. And then like all this weird stuff happens with him, but how is he related to everything else? I don't know. I just felt like there wasn't enough to follow exactly what was going on. Now, the atmosphere is super creepy. You got this dark, dirty building. It almost looked more like a high school, though, I think, than probably like a police station. It had like a full basketball court, and I was like, I don't know. Do they have a full basketball court inside a police station? I don't know, maybe, but it just seemed more like maybe it was a high school. And so lots of creepy stuff does happen. There's jump scares, dark figures and such. There's plenty of stuff going on to scare you. But I just found the story to be hard to follow, in that I was never really sure what was going on. And that's popular in horror movies a lot, to do these stories where you can't really figure out what's happening. And I don't know why that's such a popular way to tell a story. I'd rather know. I'd rather know what was happening. I thought the woman who played the main character, I thought she was good and very believable. And I felt like it was very well produced. You know, there were really good effects. There's gore in this, and everything looks really good and sounds really good, and it feels really good. But I just didn't get completely into the story. I think it was okay, for sure. But I'm gonna give this one a 3 out of 5. Hope you did enjoy the video. If you haven't already, subscribe for more videos, Chiller Chess videos, and I'll see you guys next time.
Okay, the video is done. Choose another video. Still here? Subscribe, and visit my social media links.